What's up, Tradeify Nation? I'm your boy Terence. It's great to be here. It's such a blessing. I'm so excited to get to chop it up with you guys and go over the charts, go over the Grand Cup, and just have a good time. Um, welcome. Yep, we're getting some love in the chat. I love it. Great to see you guys. Man, some adventures going on in the Grand Cup. We have our very own Spudnik making it to another round. Well played, my friend. I'm going to go ahead and actually take a glance at the charts with you guys. The bracket. Let's see how Spudnik is doing firsthand. So, okay. So we have the chart right here. Let's go to the actual leaderboard. Lots of good stuff going on. So day 1, let's go to day 32. Pull up our boy Spud. There he is, Spudnik carrying it out over dad trades. 54,843 to 53,689. Decent performance by both, honestly. Decent performance. Still have a bounty over his head for Spudnik. So exciting stuff going on. Just a few more days in the Grand Cup. The Grand Cup 2. Whoops. So awesome stuff going on. Let's go ahead and get in the charts. So we had an interesting day on the charts. A little bit messy early on in the morning session, and then a good amount of action in the afternoon session. So in terms of New York, you'll see a couple of things on my screen here. MNQ here on the left, MES on the right. So traditionally I've traded minis myself, but have been starting to entertain some micros. So that's what we're looking at here. Open of the NQ, very bearish. We had some data come out. I think it actually was pretty positive. ISM services PMI, non-manufacturing ISM. So above 50%, 54.5% it actually came out to. So pretty good data coming back. Market didn't seem to care. Dropped pretty heavily initially. Oh, did I lose the screen share? Nope. Okay. Oh, yeah. There we go. So market didn't seem to care initially. Dropped, came back into the range, and just kind of toggled around VWAP, EMA, just below the pre-market low. Or I'm sorry, high of yesterday in orb, before dropping back below orb, going back into the range and just playing around. So I know a lot of people were getting wicked out. It was a little bit messy. Hope you guys were able to make it through unscathed. Let's take a look at the chat. Yes, we have our boy Amos coming back on tomorrow. So super excited about that. Amos has been in Miami with the crew, living it up, celebrating the 100K subscribers. So yeah, we'll have him tomorrow. Yeah, I'm all micro tonight after my day. I hear you. But it's interesting. Trading the Asia session is a little bit unique because no matter how your day went earlier in the New York session, it's technically a fresh start. So whether it was positive, whether it was negative, in the New York session, you got to bounce back and just be able to respond for the afternoon session. So that's what we're going to do today. Great to see me. Awesome. Thank you. All right, my guy, Natty General, I see you in there. Oh man, we are getting a heavy dump to open up the Globex. Well, what looked like it was a heavy dump. Let's see what happens here. I'm keeping an eye on that there. So while we're waiting for that to kind of play out, I'll be eyeing a couple of things and we'll go over that in a minute. I'll tell you a little bit about my strategy in general. So during the New York session has been trash lately, man. Drops trades, LLC, I hear you. May was the worst trading month of my career personally. So it's just been an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to grow and really reflect, which again is part of the reason why I myself have gone to micros. But in terms of the New York session, it's a little bit different than I trade Asia. There's some similarities, but there's some differences. So during the New York session, I trade support and resistance in general, but I use orb to kind of trigger or initiate my trades. So I'm waiting for a 5-minute break and closure, emphasis on the closure part, on the opposite side of orb or back into orb in order to initiate a trade. You'll see here on my chart, there's a few different other indicators and highlights here. So I use key levels like yesterday's high, yesterday's pre-market, yesterday's close to help support or refute my trade. So if I have, like for example here, if there's a break and closure back into orb, but you'll notice I still have multiple levels of resistance or key levels, excuse me, to prevent a bullish move that are acting as resistance. So I stay out of a trade like this. But once we broke back out, I don't usually play the first orb break, just based on my back testing, based on my data, which we can get into in a little bit. But on this second break, I actually did get into a trade here. So we broke out of orb low. We had EMA, which is the white line. We had VWAP, and we had a couple levels of support here. So yesterday's low and yesterday's pre-market. Since we had those extra levels of protection, I entered a trade here around 7589, I believe, put my stop loss in micros up above pre-market low, I believe it is. And then I just kind of grinded it out and let this take me down here. Once we got to this key level of support here around the 7570s, I exited the trade. So I think I exited about right here at 840 or so for a decent gain. I think it was about a 15-point move. We're getting a little bit of a bullish move back up after that initial drop, the open of the market, Globex. So I'm going to be eyeing that here to see if we can get a response going all the way back kind of towards Thursday is where I see a little bit of resistance, kind of a key level there. So I mentioned my New York strategy a little bit. I'll talk about what I've been doing for Asia. So in terms of Asia, I've been experimenting with a few different things, but what's really been resonating with me recently, for the past week or so, I've had a good amount of success of keeping it simple, just playing off of key levels. In general, what I was doing, and I'm going to put this little text box here just because I like to kind of talk it up. Whoops. So in my opinion, the thing that's important is what's the risk versus the reward. Can you guys see that okay? Is it big enough? I think I have it as the largest. Yeah. So for me, what's the risk versus the reward? So in this context, I'm looking for support and resistance, right? AKA key levels for me. So what that means is if there is a bunch of levels, let's see an example. So right now we're sitting around 7541. If we get a move upwards, so bullish, there's plenty of key levels here that are kind of blocking a continuation bullish. So around 7573, there's kind of a brick wall here throughout yesterday's overnight session, the past few New York sessions that would probably keep me from getting into a long. But if we just continue downwards, I don't see a ton of levels until we get to about 7515 until you're looking at your next consistent level of resistance here. You can kind of see it by these continued tests of this level throughout the New York and the overnight session over the past week or so. So I'm continuing the bearish sentiment here going into the rest of the Asia session. If we continue to get, let's see, if we can get about some bearish consistent movement here. I need a couple candles of confirmation on the move before I start considering actually going in on the short. with probably a stop loss above yesterday's low, and maybe 1 micro. So again, risk to reward. I'll start with 1 micro. If we start to test those levels, I'll probably size up. On the short, add a couple of micros and just kind of keep an eye on how we're reacting to those levels. If we're responding decently off of yesterday's low, maybe even getting up to yesterday's close, I'll feel comfortable with staying in the trade. But if we're continuing with decent movement up through those levels, I'll consider exiting the trade or moving my stop loss a little bit tighter. So that's kind of the tone for the rest of the Asia session. Let's see how you guys are doing. So let's see. Is that like if I would withdraw? Oh, can someone explain what this means for daily payouts? Withdraw daily up to 2 times profit since last payout, capped at maximum payout. So my understanding of that situation is you can take out, I presume you're talking about the daily selects, long bias. My understanding is you can take half of whatever your profit was since the last payout. So let's say you have a payout, you get to that target in terms of the select accounts, you make $1,000, then you can take out 500 is my understanding. And then the same thing the next day. So if you have a payout again, you make $1,000, you can take out 500. That's my understanding. We'll have to double check that and check the actual Tradeify site. But yeah. So it looks like we have a couple of people with some long bias. Interesting. Yep, we dropped all day. Agreed, Mike the Barbarian. Look at ES, I'm long bias today. Drop trades. New York session today was a banger. Liquidity pocket after liquidity pocket. It's really interesting because it all can kind of vary on your strategy, right? That's the beauty of trading. So Miriam, who's in the chat here, I see her dropping some knowledge. Thank you. Has had one of her best trading months ever of her career, and simultaneously, I had one of my worst. So it all can vary on your strategy, on your discipline. I know for me, after doing some back testing and looking into the root cause of the issue, a lot of it had to do with my actual my discipline. So journaling your trades, having a good grasp on what you're doing, what's your justification behind what you're doing, can really help you when you're in a slump. Because oftentimes so many people we see jump and ship to another strategy prematurely, in my opinion. They haven't done the true work it takes to kind of evaluate their strategy and see if it actually is a strategy problem. Yes, Miriam, and size matters. I mean, we already know Miriam's super short. She married somebody who's 6'5". I'm 6'5" myself, so size matters, right, babe? I hear you. But yes, in terms of oversizing, that's such a high percentage of traders who end up losing or giving up. It's a matter of them just going in too heavy with too small of an account, trying to hit home runs and losing. So I am definitely the type of person who is going for base hits, a few $100 a day, $400, $500 a day, and I can start chipping away at those accounts. So yeah, chat, how you guys doing? How's your morning been? How has the rest of your afternoon been? I think we have some people from all over the world. So really happy you guys could join us for this session. Really excited to be here, and yeah, would just love to hear from you guys. So W base hits. Yep. Lucky Joe trades. It's the way to go. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. Do we have some people from other countries outside of the United States? I'm based over in Las Vegas, Nevada, where it is burning hot, super hot. Where are we at, chat? Curly trader. I like shorts as long as we are below 500. Longs above 524 in Q. Okay. 524. Yeah, see, I almost like shorts on NQ even better. These points of interest are closer. I have pre-market high, pre-market high, and yesterday's high, sitting much closer to price, so I can kind of confirm or refute my bias a little bit better. Okay, we got some folks in the UK. I got some love for the UK. I've spent like 10 weeks total in the UK, just west of London in High Wycombe. So for my UK folks, Natty General, Hopes Dreams, I feel you. I'll actually be over there in like a month, I think. We got some people in Sydney, Australia. I love it. Good day, mate. From Kuwait, I see you. Mid-war strikes. Man, stay safe over there. Stay safe over there. It's so hot in Cali today. I'm starting to wonder, who is that? Amirezi? Are you from Cali or did you transport to Cali? Because I feel like people from Cali never say Cali. It's always the transports that say Cali. I know because I lived in SoCal for a while. Let's see. Yeah, Miriam, we miss OC. We miss OC for sure. We loved it out there. That was where Miriam and I met. Where she fell for me, where I swept her off of her feet. I tell people that if they're from Oklahoma. Yeah, we got some people all over the place. Netherlands, Belgium. Dang, okay. Nice, nice. Cool, chat. Yeah, I'm also going to be throwing in maybe a giveaway or two today if I can talk. So stay tuned. You know, I want to show you guys some love. Make sure you show the chat some love. Show this stream some love. Show this channel some love. All positive vibes here, y'all. We're excited. Getting a decent bearish move here. Not a ton of volume, of course, until Tokyo opens around 5 p.m. my time, so 8 p.m. on the East Coast. So I'll continue kind of keeping an eye on shorts here, especially as we approach that Tokyo session. Man, look at that though. On the 5-minute, look at all these red candles. Since 12:50 my time, so about, yeah, since the mocks basically, it's just been bleeding red. New York in the house. Okay, my East Coast crew. I mean, West Coast, best coast, but you know, we show the East Coast some love too. Miriam, did you rob? Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Alberta, Canada, we love it. Croatia, dang, a lot of you guys over there on the other side of the pond. I love it. I love it. In this session, what do you guys typically like to trade? Do you typically trade NQ, ES, the money makers, or do we start dabbling into gold? I've been trying to keep an eye on gold. I mean, look at that nasty wick on gold. What time was that? 145. Oof. And then we just kind of fizzled and stayed right there after that nasty wick. That must have been news or something. Let's see. Gold slips on bets of higher rates as war fuels inflation fears. Let's see. Terence, you think bearish on NQ as well? I actually like NQ for a short a little bit better than ES, to be honest. Reason being is because we have these points of interest, these key levels to protect my stop loss if I was to enter a short here. So if we scroll, oh, there we go. So around, what is this? Late morning, just before, no, this is just after lunch, on the East Coast. You know, we had a test of that low of yesterday. We had, of course, the early bearish move to test the low. And then going back to even yesterday's overnight session, I mean, they were protecting that level pretty decently. Excuse me. We had it acting as resistance. Yeah, oh, I like that level actually quite a bit. Even going back to Sunday, so the open of the week, we had a break of that level. So we had a break and then active support, a break, and then look how many times it was retested here. And then once more, break, and just kind of have decently been respecting that level. So depending on how price acts, yeah, here we go again. Yeah, so that break there. Dang, I might actually take this short. Let's see, how many points is that? 70 points. I'm still doing the micro math, y'all. So 70 points on a short, about $140 stop loss. T, any chance you start trading MNQ now that you're in micros? Honestly, especially the Asia session, I really like NQ because I feel like it has a comfortable amount of volatility. So during the New York session, I typically trade ES because it's much more tame. You know, why is it more tame? It's 500 companies in the S&P 500 versus 100 companies in NQ. So much less volatility in ES, which I personally prefer. I like that. During the Asia session, which we all know is much more tame than the New York session, typically NQ kind of acts as ES does in the New York session, in my opinion. So really like NQ. Have been liking it a lot, to be honest, for the Asia session. Let's see. Yep. Good to see you too. It's a blessing. Thank you. Malhaj. I hope I pronounced that correctly. 3 micro right now. Hood Rich. I hear you. Hood Rich, Hood Pope. What a name. That's amazing. I want NQ to reject 424. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So you want it to reject 424 and go back bullish. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I only enter on candle closures. Candle closure gives me confirmation. I don't want to get anything prematurely because too many times I've had a level broken and then entered a trade before the candle closed and it ended up closing with a bearish or bullish wick, not going in my direction. So we're right at that 424 level. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's slowing down much, but we'll see. Hi, Terence. Do you take your analysis on NQ chart when trading micros? Absolutely, I do. So during the New York session, again, I trade ES primarily 99% of the time. But I do use NQ levels to either confirm or refute my bias. So if I'm getting a bunch of, if I have a nice setup on ES, but I'm approaching levels on NQ, why would I not respect those levels? So I use NQ to confirm or refute, ES to enter my trades. Let's see. Curly trader could bounce here. I found ES has been feeling more choppy and less directional than NQ lately. 100% agree. 100% agree. Yonasen Perry. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. ES, I'm not ready to give up on it yet, but that's another reason why I went to micros. It's felt so much more comfortable in terms of staying in those trades and putting a little bit wider stop loss, and even using that choppiness to my advantage to size up. Continuing that break a little bit down. Man, I would like to see a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, I found, let's see, R&R on the shorts here doesn't seem great. Pretty much dove 300 points directly, should retrace back up soon. It is normal for whenever you have a strong continuation, right? There's going to be buyers and sellers that come in and either take profit or take advantage of the price there, and you'll see a little bit of a buyback. But at the same time, don't want to catch a falling knife, don't want to fight the trend. If we're continuing to get those signs and the levels are supporting the trade, like right here, we're at a key point here. Look at that. 424. Yeah, now I really see what you were seeing there. But we're getting a decent move down there. Should be long right now. I'm not a huge fan of the long. It doesn't look like it's stopping here. I mean, we got strong candle at 15.15. I think I'm continuing to eye the short. Honestly, I'm continuing to eye it. I kind of like it. Bought PTLO that has 5 new locations with book value of 653. Then directly buy up shares. Okay. Now we're talking about some food. I love it. Drops trade. I made a homemade beef and veggie soup for lunch for the rest of the week. Meal prep, and that's how you do it right there. My in-laws made some amazing food for my wife and I today. It was very good. It was some beef and rice, some green beans. Very, very good. 398.5 is orb first level. Interesting. What orb are you talking about? I'm not seeing orb. Equal low NQ plus ES looks like it's reaching for lower. I totally agree. I'm kind of liking it. Getting a little bit of a retrace here. Let's see what kind of levels we got in ES. Yeah, see ES. Looks like it has some more room on this after this little pump up. I personally don't see any reason here to fight it. There we go. A lot of people looking for the bullish move. Yeah, it does kind of look like a bullish wick. GC long. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I actually like that. Came right down to yesterday's low. Rejected it multiple times. I don't know what this 145 wick was. That looks nasty, but yeah, I really like the rejection of yesterday's low and the closure above it on gold. That actually looks decent. Yeah, see, I don't mind that. See, we have gold kind of looking bullish in my opinion, which, as a lot of you guys know, typically those are the inverse of each other in terms of the movement. So if gold is looking bullish, oftentimes NQES will start to move bearish. I have noticed though in the last few Asia sessions, there's been a lot more. They've kind of coincided with each other a little bit more, which is very, very interesting to me. I'm the type of person that's always asking why. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? You know, can I trust this? I need that justification in my mind. And with this, when gold and ES and NQ are both moving in the same direction, and I can't figure out why, I'm very reluctant to get into, to start dabbling too much with it. Top tier content, love it, love it. Adam 4 Gaming, NQ Traders, Rocket. I don't know, we'll see. I'm still pretty bearish. I'm kind of liking this retest, or this movement back up here to VWAP and EMA. To be honest, in the Asia session, or in the New York session, I use VWAP like it's law. EMA, I use more so just to kind of track the trend, give me a quick visual cue of yeah, look at that. See, we're rejecting it, of the trend. But yeah, don't put a ton of weight on them in the Asia session, just because there's not a lot of volume. Those are all, as you guys probably already know, VWAP is a function of volume and price. So it factors in volume and price in order to kind of determine the fair value, I guess you can say, of where there's the most buying and selling. EMA is a function of time and price. Yeah, time and price. So the thing that I don't like about that personally is whatever time frame you're on, whether it's 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, your EMA is going to be different. I personally don't like that sort of ambiguity. I need something with a little bit more meat to it. Continuing this bullish move after the 5 minute candle closed almost a doji. Interesting. Resistance 453, Miriam is saying. Yeah, okay, I can see that. 453. Depending on where this candle closes in 4 minutes, I'll probably be eyeing a short with 1 mini. When's the last time we were down 1% overnight for real? Asia has been pretty good in terms of PA. I totally agree. During my slow stint of May in New York session, it was the best trading I've done in the Asia session. I've had some consistent dubs. It's been going well, which is kind of annoying, but I'll take it. Seller's gonna get hunted. Okay, we'll see. No, it's gonna pull back down. I have a feeling too. Yuno-san, or Yuno-san Perry, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Are you having I'm getting a bullish sentiment from you. I'm feeling like you got some bullish bias here. Let's see. Close above 463 and it flies. Interesting. I love it. I love it. So yeah, chat, while we're kind of waiting for it's gone. We'll see. I'm actually really liking this retest. I want to see how this candle closes. We have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. I'll consider a short, putting my stop loss again above these key levels. If we can kind of keeping an eye on volume down here. I like to track the volume of each candle just to kind of confirm or refute, make sure it's not an empty candle. But yeah, do you use an indicator for the day high and lows? So I use, it's called key levels. It gives me each of those levels. So yesterday's high and yesterday's low, which is what you're talking about. So that's the day's high and the day's low. So those are my indicators. Man, look at those. See, I like those wicks on ES. Bro, please recover my loss, please. Would be down to short like 540. I'm kind of, oh, look at that. Yeah, I like that wick. See, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this to see how it closes again, 140. But I'm liking price's response to 460 level. Bro, I need to stop watching y'all for real. I was going to take my longs, but I keep hearing you in my ears saying short. I like it, honestly. I like it. I mean, of course, follow your structure, follow your strategy. If you have justification for your trade, don't let me stop you. But don't just go off of the vibes or you know, peer pressure. But let's see. Okay, thank you. Maybe it was helpful by IDK. Wait for 30-minute candle. Okay, yeah. I know Amos likes to wait for, I think it's the hour candle before entering a trade, but I'm still eyeing this short. I'm still kind of liking it. We got 43 seconds. Let's see, stop loss above Hive pre-market, low of yesterday. I think I might be taking it. Terence, which playbook was harder to learn, the trading strategies or the football playbook? Great question. I love it. Man, football is crazy. People don't fully understand it, what goes into it. Oftentimes people just think guys are just going out there and hitting each other for nothing. Let me I think I might be taking this short here. Let's see. Let me just kind of eye this. See what sort of reaction we get. Okay, got a decent push now. Okay, coming back up, kind of testing EMA a little bit. Still like to see it maybe get a little closer to pre-market high. Let's see what levels we got as protection. So 552. Okay, you know what? Let's see. I think I'm gonna do it. Let's see. 3 minutes, 43 seconds in this candle. Long was at the bottom at 405. Good short, Terence. Okay. Dang, did you get in at 405? Holy smokes. Yeah, I can see that. Nice trade if you did. But in terms of the football stuff, so my whole life grew up playing football. Got to play Division I football in college. Paid for my schooling and had a short cup of coffee playing football. I got invited to a workout with the Seahawks. I was supposed to go play with the Montreal Alouettes, Canadian football, and then COVID hit, and the CFL canceled their entire season. So I went and played arena football for a season, and it got to the point where I was like, all right, time to get a real job. So I had I finished school with a mechanical engineering degree, and pretty decent degree to have in your back pocket. Terence the evil start pushes you to the shore. So I got a job in the HVAC industry. Now I'm working for a company that makes material testing equipment. So if you guys have ever seen those videos with like a hydraulic press crushing stuff and breaking stuff, that's my day job. But man, the football playbooks, something else. I mean, at the beginning of the season, you get this massive binder with hundreds and hundreds of different plays, all sorts of different minor rules for different coverages that you're going against, or this or that, or you could go on and on. And then after learning that initial playbook, every single game week, your coaches give you a completely new binder with hundreds more plays that you have to install, learn that day, and then implement in practice that day. So I am liking the shorts here, guys. I think I am going to go ahead and take a 1 micro short. So I'm going to go ahead and sell
order filled
with a stop loss up above yesterday's low and pre-market high. So I know I was just telling you that I would like to wait for the candle closure, but when it comes to micros and the Asia session, I feel so much more comfortable doing it a little bit early if I'm getting some good reactions out of the wicks. So I'm going to move my stop loss up above these key levels again. I'm just going to say right above 510. So put it at 511 and just kind of monitor the trade from there. So if we get really good reaction off of those levels, or even push up to those levels, I'll consider sizing up. And then I'm just going to target, let's see, the next level, key level. So going back, man, you think we could push all the way down to the 300s, chat? I'm just kind of going to put an arbitrary target of 324 just to kind of have one there. I always like to set a target, even if I don't. Let's see. Yeah, just in case. You never know what could happen. There could be a wick. What position did you play, Terence? I played left tackle. No, I didn't play left tackle. I'm just kidding. I played receiver. I actually had the pleasure of playing with some big names. Cooper Kupp, I played with for 3 years. He went to my school. Coop's a great dude. Even a better dude than he is a football player. Kendrick Bourne, Samson Ibukam, lots of guys that are playing in the league. So it's really cool to see your boys playing on Sundays, especially. But sometimes it can be a little bit painful, especially when you feel like you could have. I did EE for 14 years until I started my own business. Oh, nice. Drops. Electrical engineering is a whole nother beast, man. Let me tell you. That I had a couple of electrical engineering classes, and those ones were tough. Very interesting, but those are tough classes. So a lot of respect to you, man. What kind of business? I'm curious. Is it related to electrical engineering or contracting or anything like that? Curly Trader, just here for the vibes. How vibey is that? What a great wife. Thank you, baby. NQ during Asia is bravery. See, I think NQ during New York is bravery. NQ is like the wild, wild west. It feels like it's like, man, you need some adrenaline to trade NQ. That's why I'm so happy with ES. I like my ES, nice and chill for the most part. Oh, Terence tonight. Yo, Terence, what up, Jack? Jack trades NQ. You're a market maker. Honestly, I'm not in, but as long as we hold below 500, it's short for me. Okay. Yeah. Let's see how the short is doing. Yeah, I mean, I'm positive on my one micro short right now. Up 15 bucks on NQ. So, okay, getting a decent rejection of that 463 level. Yonasan Perry, I'm wondering how your long is doing. Are you still in it, or did you end up taking profit? That was a decent move. If you got in at 405, that was a banger of a move. I'd take 70 points. But yeah, so football was really what I knew. Football was my whole life. Like, I had poured so much into it. It was what I wanted to do for as long as possible. And when something like that gets taken away from you, from what feels like prematurely, man, it's tough to find your next thing. I mean, engineering really wasn't checking the box for me for a while, so I tried a lot of different things to try to scratch that itch, that competitive itch, and just that zeal for what I was getting out of football. You know, e-commerce, tried multiple businesses, and nothing really stuck. Like, I couldn't really get behind those things as much as I could get behind football. So then my wife Miriam, you know, had been doing trading for, I think at the time, like 3 or 4 years, and had a lot of success with it. And the more we talked, the more we got to know each other, she kept saying, like, hey, you should really try this trading thing. Like, you seem to have the right temperament for it, and whatnot. And she was really, for a while, had been really trying to encourage me to get into trading. But I was one of those guys that was like, man, this is whack. This is made up. This is gambling. This is people just, you know, trying to make a quick buck, and it's not sustainable. But the more I got into it, and the more we had conversations about it, you know, the more I really started to love it, enjoy it. I mean, it's similar to football in so many ways. You know, you gotta learn how to take L's. In football, you get hit in the mouth. You know, you get hit in the face. You can't sit and complain about it, right? You got to get up and be ready for the next play. Trading is a lot like that. You have to be able to learn from the past while not letting it negatively impact you too much. So that's key. That's paramount. I really like to try to take that into my trading. I want to be able to learn from a loss, recognize what may have contributed to that loss, but at the same time not let it hurt me. So let's see. How long have you been trading? So I'm fairly new to trading, to be honest. So I started trading. I took my first trade that actually counted in August of last year, and things have been going pretty well. I've been, you know, fortunate to catch several payouts. You know, I'm trying to stay consistent with that and learn, while also understanding that in this time of my trading career, you know, you gotta take some L's, just like I was saying. Yeah, NQ session being bravery in New York. Totally agree. W mindset. Yeah, man, it's paramount. Otherwise, you don't last, right? Like, if you can't lose, Amos and I talked about this last time I was on. If you don't know how to lose, you know, you can't make it in this industry. That's why so many, in my opinion, engineers or doctors, I feel, statistically don't do super well in trading, or day trading rather. Investing, very good, but day trading not so much, just because they're not used to not having control. We're not used to not having control. What key levels? How do I know them? Oh, what's the key levels? Where are you from originally? Okay, let's talk about that one. So I'm Simi. The key levels that there's a few different key levels that I hold near and dear to my heart. So some of them involve the key levels based on yesterday's high, yesterday's low, pre-market high, pre-market low, yesterday's close. Those are marked on my chart in yellow. There's some in gray. Other key levels involve different support and resistance levels. Like if I zoom back here, that were respected. So where buyers and sellers are kind of living. So for example, 440 right here, you'll see there's been a lot of respect to that level, either acting as support or resistance over the last several days, New York and Asia session. So I kind of mark that out visually in my head, but if you want to, put key levels on physically on your chart, that's totally fine too. I personally don't like to do that so much just because my chart gets a little bit messy. I like to have somewhat of a nice clean chart. Let's see how this candle closed. Okay. So we're still getting a decent bearish move. Mathematics. I'm a mechanical engineer and I do agree with you. I struggle with taking a loss. Been trading since 3 years. I hear you, man. Us MEs, man, we're used to having a formula for everything. Right? Like, if something's not supposed to move, sum of the forces equals 0. We don't want it to move. If it's supposed to move, right, your dynamics classes, sum of the forces does not equal 0. And there's all sorts of formulas that you can go into to evaluate and quantify that. But in trading, you can do all of the analysis, all of the quantifying, and still your outcome could be negative. So it's all about probability when it comes to trading. That's what we're here to do. We're here to evaluate what's the most probable direction or action that the market is going to take based off of evidence we have to support that, and then act accordingly. So it's not enough to just come up with probability. It's acting accordingly, sticking to your discipline, setting targets, stop losses. Man, I'm getting hyped up just talking about it because it's such a beautiful thing about trading. Chat's full of engineers. Hey, makes the world go round. I love it. Let's see. I'm long to 6:43 till tomorrow. Okay. In from 4:34. We'll let the trade run. Okay. Yep. Good night, man. Good night. Have a great rest of the day. I'm still liking this short. I'm still in this short. I'm currently in from 452. So I'm up $40 in my NQ1 micro short. And again, I've been using micros in my Asia session trading, especially just because I'm still familiarizing with a good process. In my last year as software engineer, I love it. This chat is full of engineers. Yeah, so another thing that I really love in terms of the connection between football and trading or sports and trading, is this consistent pursuit of excellence, right? Like you're trying to be the very best at what you're doing without a clear target of what that means. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is in football, there's no marker, there's no, finish line to get to the point of like, okay, I'm good enough now. I'm good enough. I don't have to continue putting in the effort or working on my craft or putting in the extra time, right? You're consistently working to get better. You're consistently pursuing perfection while simultaneously knowing that perfection will never be achieved. And I think trading is very similar in that way. Curious to see how Tokyo session will open. 100%. Yeah, 100%. I agree. How much time do we have? So it's 15:40. So we have a little over an hour till Tokyo opens. So we have a little bit of time. But yeah, we're trying to be the best traders possible without a clear, there's no clear definition of what that means. Of course, we have the payouts and we have these other quantifiable things that go into that. But you never can stop sharpening the spear. Am I Miriam's husband? Yes, I am Matcha Poppy. basically. So yes, Miriam and I are married. How to participate in the Tradeify Grand Cup. So the Tradeify Grand Cup already is edging its way towards completion. So you'll have to wait for Grand Cup 3, which they're just going to keep getting better and better. Chat, was this Grand Cup not amazing with the whole outlaw thing? That was sweet. I love that. And the bounty. Civil engineer here. More of my engineers. I love it. Tokyo opens at 5 o'clock my time. Excuse me, West Coast time. So 8 o'clock Eastern time. Long from 416. Okay. 416. Okay. Curious what your target is. Your short is right above this session's anchored VWAP, sitting at 451. That's a good entry. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, I was waiting for a little bit of a retest, was expecting it, and it was a low risk to reward, risk versus reward, because I could just put my stop loss right above the high of pre-market and yesterday's low, and we're getting a decent dump here now. So let's see. Yeah, currently up 63. I wonder if I can log into Tradeify. Hopefully it just lets me connect without doing all this. Is it? Okay. Just so you guys can actually see this. Okay, I'll get to that. In just a little bit. We'll kind of put that on the back burner for now. But yeah, so my entry again is 452. I put an arbitrary target of 324. I mean, I'll evaluate that depending on how price action responds. Specifically at this level, honestly, I'd like to see a break of that pre-market low on both charts. So if ES and NQ start to kind of reject that low of pre-market, I'll be considering maybe, how to evaluate the trade moving forward. Whether that's either moving my stop loss to break even, or even exiting the trade and taking some profit. So let's see. Oof, dumpy. That's right. I like it. Son Perry, did you end up taking that profit? I hope you did, man. I'm rooting for you. Did you take that profit? Cousin is a civil engineer and my sister a chemical engineer. Dang, those are some proud parents. Drops Trades LLC. I'm sure your parents are very proud. CNA also have passed in the background in case I lost funded. Spud is rocking it. Isn't that cool, bro? Spud is cooking. It's been so fun watching him on stream. I'm glad he's gonna be back from Miami because it's fun. His energy on stream is so cool. It's so fun to watch. Took profit on that dump. Thanks, Terence. I'm glad you caught the dub. I like it. Network security engineer. Interesting. That's a new one. I presume you have a software engineering background or computer science background. Target is 3770. Holy smokes. 3070. Wow. Yeah, that's up there. I'm rooting for you. I hope it hits that. I mean, after I get out of my short, of course, but I'm hoping it ends up working out for you. Yeah, let's see. But yeah, so we have lots of engineers in the chats. Any ex-athletes in the chat? It's so interesting because I feel like so many of my friends or old teammates, I really think they would do well in this environment for all the reasons that I had mentioned, all the things that make a good trader in terms of discipline, consistency, being able to take a loss. Ex-Hooper, Jalen Trades, love it. But so many of them I feel like aren't well versed in day trading. I had very few teammates that were into trading or investing. Wow, look at that, continuing to dump a little bit. Strong bearish move. I hope you guys are catching this. Let's see where we're at. In my one micro, I'm up 140 bucks. Nice, I'll take that. Up 140 bucks right now. I'm just gonna let it ride, honestly, a little bit. Short is cooking. Yep. I need to log into my Tradeify, honestly, so you guys can actually see this. But yeah, let's see. I don't have a good exit strategy, which I don't love. Let's see here. Rejection of that 370 looks a little bit nasty. I'm not super concerned, but I still want to see how this plays out. So let me see if I can actually get into my. Can I move this? Connect without y'all seeing all my business. Let me just put this over here. Hold please, hold please. All right. Thanks for your patience, guys. Trying to log into Tradeify. It's always an adventure on TradingView. Okay, there we go. Okay, there you go. Now we can see it. So we're getting a little bit of a retrace here. Again, I put my stop up above these pre-market high, yesterday's low. So we are getting a little bit of a rejection here, but I'm fine. I'm in 1 micro. I'm fine with seeing how this plays out. Full port. Yeah, I'm looking for a logical ES short target as well. Yeah, see. So for me, during the New York session, based on all my back testing, I did all my back testing off of if I don't have an actual target, like a key level. I always base my exits and entries off of key levels. If I don't have one, I've done all my back testing off of a 15-point move on ES. So typically that's what I would do. 15 points from my entry, which would be the candle closure outside of orb. But for the time being, you know, while I'm still developing a strategy that I think is good for Asia, I don't have that sort of target. So I set this based off of it looking to be a key level. I set it just above, you know, 317, which I saw as a somewhat consistent key level that was respected as either support and resistance through the last few days. So that's why I kind of set that down there. But yeah, it looks like the 1 micro is doing all right on ES. Yeah, but I think after a pullback, we can take that supply down now. Now that my longs didn't work, dump this. I hear you. Let's dump it. Let's get a little bit of a retrace. Curly trader, don't want to see flip back above 400 though. This will likely turn bullish if so. Okay, well we have 53 seconds and it's still looking like it's staying below. Let's see how that plays out. Everybody, I'm gonna give you some insight. Listen to your wife. Okay, so if Miriam says, you know, she thinks this is gonna close above, how about I'll close the trade for you, babe, just for you, and we'll have $100 hopefully to give you something nice. What is the account you use in fam? So I have, shoot, I think I have like almost all the accounts. So I'm trading 5 accounts right now. 150K select, 150K lightning funded, 50K lightning funded, 50K 250 and 250K selects. I believe that's what I'm using. So a little bit of everything. I think I told you guys that I'm more of a oh, we closed right above that 400. Look at that. We're right at 400. Interesting. I'm considering taking the profit. Yeah. But let's see. Oh, look at that. Nice little spike up. Let's see. Yeah, chat, to be honest, I don't like that close at 400 and that wick. That's such a buyer's wick, so I'm going to go ahead and exit. Order filled. We got our, what is that? 160 points or whatever on NQ. So in my eyes, that's a dub. I'll take that. We had the entry up here. Wait, am I doing my math wrong? Yeah. 452, the entry. Ended up exiting down there. I still think we could potentially get a short here. I I mean, I don't love it as much, to be honest, with that huge bullish wick. But we caught a short little dub. I'm okay with that. Best advice my dad ever gave me was always say yes dear to the wife. Worked great for the late wife of 20 years. My sincere condolences. Honestly, that's very sad. But it sounds like you guys had a beautiful. Dang, and we're getting a pump here. I hope you guys had a beautiful relationship and 20 years of love. Look at that, man. What time is it? Was there some news that came out? Morningstar thinks SpaceX is only worth 780 billion. That SpaceX IPO, let's get to that in a second. But man, look at this push. Look at this push. Decent. Man, I'm glad we got out of that trade, chat. I wonder if there was... Wow, look at that. Still going. Took GC long and NQ short. Wow, look at that. Banger. Nice trade. PG keeper. Solid trade, man. Cashed. Dump this. Do you use Edgeful? I'm not familiar with Edgeful, to be honest. Are we going short? I liked the short. I did, but we caught our little dub off of it. So I'm happy to be done with that. Where do you think price is moving towards since we kept dumping? I think we're getting a little bit more of a buy up. So we have been dumping since 1 p.m. West Coast time. The Mox. Ever since that Mox candle, look at this. On the market on close candle, super bearish. We've just dumped since then. So that's a pretty heavy candle. I still would like to see how it responds to pre-market high, yesterday's low. Might be a retrace back to that level for another short. We'll see. If we break through that level, I think we would have to continue through like the 530s in order for me to really like the long, to be honest. That seems like a pretty heavy level of yeah, look at that. Seems like a pretty heavy level of resistance, support turned resistance. So I'd like to kind of wait for it to break through those levels before considering a long. Need another duo stream with Amos when he is back. No doubt, man. I love streaming with Amos. Amos is so fun to chop it up with, man. He's so cool and level-headed and really has a nice perspective on the charts. Hey, we got Terence, my brother, on the stream. I love it. I hope Terence, my brother, and Brett, my brother, are all in the chat still. Brett, you missed a decent trade. We caught a decent dub, a nice short earlier on from 452, and then exited on that bullish wick for, I think it was, what was that? 452, 40 points. I'll take that. I'll take a 40 point dub just before this rocket. Thank goodness. Getting a sunburn, Brett. How's Miami? Terence, what's up? Chart Dad, how we doing? Is that 9 EMA you're using? So yes. So the white line here is the 9 EMA, and the blue line is VWAP, the daily VWAP. So I don't love EMA and VWAP daily during the Asia session, especially before Tokyo, just because there's not a lot of volume. So as we know, VWAP is a function of volume and price, whereas EMA is volume and time. So with such little volume, I don't love those as my support and resistance. Terence and Amos is the opposite of Spud. Love the diversity of personality. Spud is awesome. He does his thing, but man, that man has so much energy. I don't know how he does it, but I love it. It's very fun to watch. Mexican dance, same here. Can't see you. Oh, weird. Just lost me. You guys can still hear me though? Yeah? Sorry, hold on. Maybe my camera's been overheating, which is so annoying. Let's see. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Lost camera. Let's do a little switcheroo here. We're back. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. It said that my camera had overheated, which is super annoying. It's been kind of doing that recently. Might have to switch to the Mac internal camera if that continues again. But yeah, cool. Glad you guys can hear me. Is Spuddy still in the competition? Yes, he is. Spuddy is still in the competition and doing his thing. We love to see it. We love to see it. So hopefully Spud can keep representing, carrying the torch for the Tradeify team. Shorted 436 to 376. Okay, nice. Yeah, we had similar trades. I like it. 476. Yeah, that's solid. I like it. I like it. Nice. Okay, we got the camera. Everyone smash that like button. Chat, it overheated. We need more fans. I love it. In fact, since Brett is here, I mean, I don't know. Brett, can we do a little givey? Can we do a giveaway? Givey for the Rippy? Let's see. Let's see what Bossman says. Do you think we push back up to 535 on NQ? That's kind of what I would be evaluating, to be honest. If we get back up to 535, which I want to see how we react off of the pre-market high, pre-market low. If we can break through those 530s, then I like a long more. But until I would, I'd like to see a retest of these key levels here, pre-market high and yesterday's low, before evaluating anything like that. So, givey for the dumpy, Miriam. I love it. I wonder if she's in shorts. Miriam is short. We all know that. But is she in shorts? Givey for the Gippies. Boo, dump queen. Yeah, we're getting a little decent move here. Let's see what's happening with gold. It's so interesting. They're the gold and NQES confluence is really interesting. It's been interesting how it's been doing that over the New York sessions. Or I'm sorry, the Asia sessions. Give a 150K lightning funded for holding it down. Let's go, chat. You hear that? We're about to give a 150K lightning funded away. Let's see what the likes are at. Okay, we're at 123. So chat, I'm going to set an easy target for you, okay? And we're talking 150K lightning funded. If we get to 150 likes, we're at 124 right now. 150 likes, we're going to do the 150K lightning funded. Piece of cake. Should get there in no time. 150 for the 150. Givey for the dumpy. Move fun, let's do it. Yep. Okay, yeah, you guys are cooking now. Please bot giveaway and not eyes closed. So it will not be eyes closed. I actually have an idea for a giveaway to make it a little bit more fair. I'll tell you about it in just a little minute. Too easy. That was quick. Oh my gosh, look at that. Dang. I should have set a higher target. Okay, so here's the thought. Here's the thought for the giveaway. Chat, I'm going to write down a number on the booklet right now between 0 and the viewers we have, which is about 400. So the first person that I see, not yet, don't type it yet, but the first person I see to type the actual number that I have written down, that I'm about to write down, will get the giveaway. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and write it down so you guys know I'm not cheating. And then I want you guys in just a second, not yet, to type a number, and the first person I see with that number gets the 150K lightning funded. All right, go. Let's see. Seeing some numbers, some angel numbers, as Miriam would say. Nothing yet. Still haven't seen it. Still haven't seen it. I'm looking. Keep it coming, chat. I've seen some close. I've seen some super close, but I haven't seen the number yet. Still watching. I'm still watching. So a number between 0 and 400. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Come on, chat. Again, close. Some close, but not the number. This is for a 150K account, y'all. I need it. I need to see it. All right, after a while, I'm going to tell you the actual first digit because I'm still not seeing it. Some people are super close. Okay, I'm going to tell you the first number. The first number is a 2. So it's in the 200s. What does this start and end with? Nope, just first digit. Still not seeing it. Still not seeing it. Let's see. Let's see. Still looking. Still looking. Oh my gosh, super close. Super close, but not yet. Chat, you guys are going to be so heartbroken when you see this number. Oh my, we had one that was one number away. You were one number away. Tomek, you were one number away. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Getting closer, getting closer. All right, I'm going to tell you the second number. Oh, wait a second. We got it. Yogo Wong. I'm going to show it to you, chat. Yogo Wong, 212. You got it. Congrats, Yogo Wong. Can I get a confirmation in the chat that you are here? You just won a 150K Lightning funded, my friend. Well done. No need to. Oh, I didn't even realize that you guys couldn't see the number. Is this easier back here? 212. Yogo. Yep, there he is. Yes, yes, yes. 212. Yogo Wong. There he is, and #1 contributor in the chat. I love it. I love it. We got you, bro. So give it about a week, and that account should be hitting. Yogo, make sure you put your email in your bio, and give it about 7 business days, or 7 days rather, and we'll be getting that 150K Lightning funded, the big boy in the account. I love it. Sharpie next time. Yeah, my bad, y'all. I don't know if you could see it, but it really does say 212. I promise. I promise. Chat, you all rigged. But no, good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. So back to the charts. We had that strong bullish move, but a little bit more of a retracement down. NQ right, or excuse me, ES right at that 530 levels. I'd like to see it tested there. See if we can get a break. But yeah, again, we took a short on the retest back up, and now, would have considered another short if we got closer back up to those levels. Again, pre-market high, yesterday's low. Terence, please next time random bot via keyword. If we had the bot set up, 100%. I hear you, but it's not quite set up yet on this session, but it will soon. Yep. We'll get it set up in no time, y'all. So apologies, guys, if I missed the 212. I see a couple of people saying that they had it in there. Sincere apologies. First one I saw was Yogo Wong, so we'll get it next time. There'll be maybe one or two more giveaways through this stream, so don't worry, y'all. But that's a big one. The Lightning Fundeds, I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions. The Lightning Fundeds are sweet because psychologically, it's really nice to have that have every dollar that you're making going towards a payout in terms of clear P&L. But excuse me. But the consistency can be a challenge to hit. You're really limited. You got to take it with Roman. You got to be smart with your trading. The selects, I think, are absolutely beautiful. I love the selects. The consistency rules and the eval is not a problem for me because, again, I'm a base hit trader. The growths also, I don't mind those. Those are really nice, especially for those people who like to hit home runs and evals. For me, I trade whether it's an eval, whether it's I haven't started trading my own account like a privately funded account yet, but if I was, I would be trading that, evals and fundeds, live accounts, all the same. Yeah, they can be expensive for sure, but there's lots of deals, lots of sales that Tradeify does. They're really good about that. A lot of these streamers that you see on here have codes that automatically give you the best discount. So I recommend picking your favorite streamer and plugging their affiliate code in. That's always great. Check the chat pile of dispute. I'm sorry if I missed it. I'm so sorry. You get a lightning. Everybody gets a lightning. I never win even if I win. No system is perfect, y'all. No system is perfect. Should I short NQ? I think we're right kind of in a zone that I don't love for shorts or longs. I'd really like to see, either a break above this level, a retest of those key levels, pre-market high, yesterday's low, or a break below, these 380s, even this pre-market low. Otherwise, I'm really reluctant to get into one or the other. If we go shorts, if we end up breaking pre-market low, I kind of like IN yesterday's or a couple of days ago. What is this? Monday's Asia session low, which was 318. If we break above pre-market high, yesterday high, and can fight through these key levels as well. So what is this? The 530s. Then I like longs. But for now, I think we're kind of just sitting and waiting. Don't be the first and don't be the last, low key. Yeah, true. So true. When you said it's 200s, I started counting from 200. Yep. So chat again tomorrow. We'll have our boy Amos back on. He's been living it up in Hawaii. Might as well, in Miami with the crew, with the Tradeify crew. So I think for the remainder of this week, if I'm not mistaken, it should be back to normal schedule with the New York session, the afternoon sessions, and the Asia session. So, yep, we're getting the bot set up. It should be just a matter of time before we have the bot for each of the sessions. So, no worries. But chat, are we in any trades currently? I'm curious. We had a decent short earlier. On a move back up, we got in at 452 and rode it down to 411 for just about a 40-point move. A decent move there, but we got this bullish wick here at 350 and decided to manually exit the trade at that point. But if anybody wants the 150k lightning, I could give you another one. Email me. Good session, Terence Beautyway. Very chill. Appreciate you, Yogo. Thank you, man. Asia, we try to keep it a little chill, For some of us, we're ending our day. For some of us, we're just starting our day. So, going into chill vibes. We like that. Wait for the break above the session open before long. Yeah. I mean, I like the 530s. Break above the 530s, and I'm happy with that. That's close to the session long. Please, boss, blessings me, please. Tradeify. Hey man, stay in the chat, and we'll try to bless you, bro. We'll try to bless you. We're all for the blessings, man. I'm wishing blessings upon you. Agreed. Very entertaining. Thank you, Maira. Maira, appreciate you. Appreciate you. I love it. But yeah, did we? I've taken 2 longs and 1 short. Wow, made over $2,000 on my 150K Lightning funded. Well done. So is it time to put a pause on the trading until the New York session, a mini Badger, or are you still going for more? Bless him up. Bless him up. It's 9:15 Sydney time here. Chill day with you, Terence. Nice. Appreciate it, Yogo. Yep, if I'm not mistaken, it's getting close to summer. I'm sorry, winter down there, right? Down under. Should ask Celine. At least you don't have healthy mouth like Spud. It's refreshing. Oh man, Spud is great. It's so cool because each of the Tradeify streamers each have their own little vibe, right? Like Tradeify's done such a good job of collecting a variety of different personalities. Not only personalities, but trader styles. I know Miriam does a really good job of trading, momentum. She tracks volume with like book maps and stuff like that, and sees a ton of success from it. Spud has a few of his different strategies. He has his opening range strat where he lets the chat decide, but and a bunch of other strategies. I know he uses golden pocket a good amount. Joey with the IB, initial balance. I tried to do IB for a while. It's very similar to orb, of course. I think of IB as just a 1-hour orb, personally. Production, just double checking. Are we all good on the video? I'm getting buffering signal over here. All good? Sweet. Just double checking. Look at that, continuing to get a nice little breakdown. This is the area where I want to see it push through. So we're at this 400 level right here. Let's see if we can break through that. But yeah, we have Joey with the IB initial balance, and he's had a ton of success with that, whether it's going off of the IB high, IB low, or the IB mid. We have Amos doing his thing, man. Amos has kind of developed his own little strategy based on, it's like a rendition of ICT, I believe. So he's kind of put his own spin on ICT. Greetings from France. Bonjour, comment ça va? Je parle en français un peu. Je suis latement. So I'm also trying to learn Arabic. My wife is teaching me Arabic. My wife and my in-laws, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law are great Arabic teachers. I think there's too much selling. Might have to look for shorts again. Yeah, I need to see them push through this level again. I need to see them push through these 400s and then see some continuation through pre-market low. Then I'll start eyeing shorts. The reason why I say I don't love shorts yet is just because that 400 level was rejected pretty nicely just a little bit ago. So depending on how we can test and break through that in the pre-market low, I'll start eyeing shorts. Habibi, ahlan habibti. Used to live in Egypt. Nice. I like using volume bookmark with ICT. No theory perfect. Nice. Yeah, it's interesting because especially here in Coach Duncan and a few other people on the Tradeify team talk about professional trading, like at banks and whatnot. It seems like primarily institutional banking uses volume. Hey, we got Rebecca in the chat. What up, Rebecca? Hope you're recovering from Miami. Hope you're not too hungover. Hope the flight back to Vancouver was nice and smooth. Manzo used to live in Egypt. Nice. Ahlan, marhaban. Gold and NQ aren't correlated anymore. Oh, interesting. Let's take a look. So right now we have NQ, I would say bearish. They seem somewhat correlated to me. We're getting consolidation. This looks like a nice bear flag. excuse me, a bull flag on gold right now. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. I agree. Hello from Brazil. Nice. Seems like a beautiful country. It's on the list. Need to check that out. Rebecca getting some love in the chat. I love it. I think Rebecca will be back on stream tomorrow too for the Women's Hour and Power Hour. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. So keep an eye out for Rebecca then. Yep, getting some love. I love it. You're professional if you're living off of trading. I hear you. Yeah, man. That's the goal for so many of us. Oh, you mean Terence, like how JP Morgan has been shorting silver for over 15 years? Yep, those pigs. Oh man, yeah, silver is don't even get me started on silver. I traded silver for the first time during the Gold Cup. I'd started off the Gold Cup or Grand Cup, sorry. Doing decent. I think I was up a couple of thousand, like 52,000 or something like that, just trading my normal strategy. And then I started seeing these people cooking like crazy and up 10,000 just to get to the top 1,000 traders, and there was no other choice but to full port silver. It's my first time trading it, and it did not work out well. Enter Spudniks, and it's gone. Audio. Hi, I missed the woman time. Yep, Miriam and Rebecca will be back on tomorrow, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. So yeah, there'll be plenty of time to give them some love. But yeah, okay, we're kind of breaking through that level that I was really wanting to see. So there's 2 minutes left in this 5-minute candle. I'd really like to see a break in closure below this 400 level. So if we get a break in closure below this 400 level, I'll be considering a short depending on the action around this pre-market low again. ES, honestly, kind of looking better for the short, in my opinion. If we can break below, we're pretty close to getting below this pre-market low. And we have pre-market high as resistance. So that's one of the reasons why I like it better, is because I have a target to protect my trade, to put my stop loss, seemingly closer than what I have on NQ. So potentially eyeing a short there. Spurs or Knicks tomorrow? Great question. Wait, aren't they playing? No, is it tomorrow? I thought it was today. I was really hoping the Spurs would beat OKC. I was so hyped when they beat OKC, honestly. Sorry if you're an Oklahoma fan. I grew up in Seattle. I grew up with the Sonics. So when Seattle Sonics left and went to OKC, I was heartbroken, and it just felt like it wasn't right rooting for them. So I was excited to see OKC lose. I think the Spurs are going to be good for a long time. Honestly, they're going to have plenty of chances at the ship. So it'd be kind of cool to see the Knicks win. I give some love to New York, because honestly, this might be their last chance. Yeah, it was tonight. Okay, I thought so. I thought the game was today. Knicks been on a roll this year. Yeah, I mean, they kind of had an easier route to get there, but hey, it's a cool story. Knicks fans, you guys can be a little insufferable, to be honest, but I wouldn't mind seeing you guys win. You guys are due. I like ES for shorts better than NQ for me due to price action. ES is under the Globex open. NQ is still in it or back in it. Yeah, like I was saying, I kind of like ES a little bit better as well, for different reasons. But yeah, I'd be eyeing a short there. We're continuing this bearish trend a little bit. Closed that 5-minute candle closer to pre-market low. So I think depending on this 5-minute candle, let's see where this 5-minute candle ends up. We're 16:25. We're still about 30 minutes away from the Tokyo Open. So really, I would really like to see how Tokyo opens in 30 minutes. I'd be reluctant to be in a trade at the open of Tokyo, unless that's kind of what you do. Spurs new era, agree. What trading analysis will you provide after the shorts report? Sorry, I'm not quite following Jay's playing. ES been weaker for a minute. I don't know. I mean, NQ looked pretty weak. To be honest, they look pretty similar. I mean, look at these. Even the New York session, they seem to be a lot of confluence between the two, in my opinion. Let's see, we doing giveaways? We sure are. We just did one giveaway, 150K Lightning funded, that went to Yogo Wong, I believe, earlier. So, oh yeah, don't you worry. We got another giveaway in the works. Wrong channel for sports talk. No channel is wrong for sports talk. We can just keep it going. Went to a few Mariners games when I lived in Seattle. I have a signed picture of Jay Buhner. My wife won at the game. That's pretty sweet. I have a lot of love for Seattle. Born and raised, lived there my whole life, and then just gradually moved more and more south. And now I live in the desert. So I went from the Pacific Northwest my whole life, rain and overcast, to just desert and sunshine. I lived there, all the way up until 2020, I want to say. Then I had lived a little bit in Portland, Oregon, then moved to SoCal. Loved SoCal. It's where I met my beautiful wife, Miriam. And then now I've moved even more so in the desert. But yeah, chat. How we doing so far? How we doing? We catching some wins. Hopefully no losses, just all green in the P&L. And if not, hey, you can learn from it. You can adapt, and we keep it pushing. We get better as traders in those losses. Straight desert in the valley, yeah, for sure. So again, talking about my strategy a little bit. So I trade differently somewhat. The foundation is the same, but the entries and levels that I'm looking at are different in comparison to my New York session and my Asia session. So during the New York session, I'm primarily using support and resistance. I use orb as my indicator for an entry. So closures, either outside, 5-minute closures outside of orb or back into orb, and then different key levels to either confirm or refute my bias. So if I have yesterday's high, yesterday's low as an example, close to that candle closure, either outside or inside of the orb range, I'm not entering the trade because I have too many levels of resistance in order for my trade bias to have follow through. Chart Dad dropped the 212. Thank you. Love it. Have you done much fishing in the Pacific Northwest? Like none, to be honest. Man, nature is such a beautiful thing out there in the Northwest. Living in the desert now, I wish I would have taken more advantage of it in my lifetime. It's interesting, chat, because when you grow up somewhere and you spend your whole life there, you take it for granted, right? It's so easy to do that. So seeing the trees everywhere, seeing the green, and just having mountains and ocean and greenery where you live, you take it for granted, and you miss it when you move to places like the desert where it's tumbleweeds and scorpions and stuff like that. Vegas is beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's absolutely beautiful. Miriam and I are really liking it here, but yeah, no place like home. First time here, welcome. Robert, oh Jesus, 1875. We always love our new crew. So happy that you guys can make it here. So normally Amos is doing this stream. Amos is awesome, great strategy, great breakdown of the markets, great analysis of the markets. He is on his way back from Miami right now, where the Tradeify team was celebrating their 100K subscribers. Thank you guys, by the way. So he will be back on tomorrow. Can you believe Oregon is trying to ban fishing and hunting and processing of farm animals? Wow, interesting. No, I did not know that. I mean, it's good to, in general, it's always good to look at both sides. So there must be some reason for that. There has to be some sort of justification. Is it banning all season, or is it banning certain seasons? Are fishing populations being fished towards extinction? Is it temporary? That is really sad to hear. I'm hoping there's a nice resolution that comes of that. But yeah, it's tough. Vegas, have I gone to Formula One? So I just moved here in November. I just moved to Vegas in November. So this is going to be my first time living here during the Formula One race. But I do like Formula One. I do like Formula One. Lewis Hamilton's my favorite driver, I would say. I mean, that's an easy one. But yeah, still getting into it. To be honest, the extent of my knowledge of Formula One is like a year behind, because I kind of like this response to the 400 level. The extent of my knowledge on Formula One is kind of a year behind, because I'm used to watching Drive to Survive. So as you guys know, there's a bunch of drama mixed into that and whatnot. But ever since they had Cadillac and Audi, or added Cadillac and Audi, it's been fun watching them. I've been keeping an eye on Cadillac a little bit. I'm rooting for the USA team. Are you a gambler, Terence? No, I'm not actually. I mean, once in a while when I have friends come into town, we'll go and gamble, hit the casinos. But it's funny, yeah. As a trader, you know, so many traders, are into gambling, but not this one. Is the Railroad Pass Casino still in biz? Not sure. To be honest, a lot of Vegas residents don't visit the Strip a ton. So my wife and I, Miriam and I, we're not on the Strip very often. It's rare. There's so many cool things to do outside the Strip. It's so much quieter. Let's see. So guys, we took a trade earlier. We took this short on a retest back up. Entered at 452 and came down to 411 before exiting the trade on this bullish wick and bullish action. Manually exited the trade. So I am potentially eyeing another short, depending on our reaction to I'd say these 380s and this pre-market low. But for now, not quite. I mean, we have, again, just under 30 minutes until Tokyo opens. So I'd like to wait for shorts until we can get a break from there. ES is looking a little better again, though. I especially like the pre-market high here, where I can set my stop loss to protect the trade. For me, it's going to be micros today during the Asia session. So I have a little bit more room to put my stop loss out and kind of evaluate the trade. But we're getting a decent breakdown now. Let's see if we can continue pushing through that 7,530 on ES. Didn't know Americans are interested in Formula One with all the races you have. I gotta say, Formula One has been doing a very good job breaking into the US market. I mean, we just got Cadillac. I think Haas is building a facility here in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they've been doing well. My dad was a park ranger in Boulder City and used to do search and rescue in a plane. Wow. I think I missed some context there. I mean, that's really cool. But yeah, looked at a summary of Oregon state rules. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Oregon has some funny laws. I lived in Portland, where in the heat of COVID, which was a wild time to live in Portland, let me tell you. And yeah, they have some rules that make you scratch your head for sure. Look at that. 20 seconds till this candle closure. Yep, and we have a new pre-market low. So let's see where this candle closes in 12 seconds. I might be eyeing another potential short on ES. Let's see. Very curious, yeah, to see how that plays out. The only thing that I don't love about the short on ES is we still have pre-market low on NQ that acts as support, in my opinion. So I'd really like to see this continued breakdown before entering the short on ES. Do I recommend living in Oregon? It all depends, man. It all depends what your preference is. Oregon is a beautiful state. So many beautiful opportunities for nature. I mean, you have the Pacific Ocean not too far. No sales tax, which is nice. So if you didn't know that, Oregon has no sales tax. So everything is priced as it is, which is really convenient. The tax cheat code, I hope the IRS isn't listening, but the tax cheat code, in my opinion, is to live on the Washington side, so like Vancouver, which is super close to Portland. It's like a 15-minute drive to Portland, and then just do all of your shopping in Oregon. So then you get no income tax in Washington and no sales tax in Oregon. That's the tax cheat code for all of you tax evaders. Lived in Portland at that time too. Oh, interesting. Where'd you live? Dissing dude. I lived in the Pearl District. So right there in the heat of things. Do you like hunting or fishing? It's not my go-to activity. Nothing against it. If you're eating the food, I'm not a huge fan of hunting or fishing just for game, but if you're hunting it, taking it back to your, to your family and eating it and whatnot, I think that's cool. The beach is cold. It is. It's not. Pacific Northwest beach is not your what you think of when you think of a beach. It's still beautiful, lots of nature out there and whatnot. But yeah, it's cold. The beaches are rocky. You wear a coat and a beanie. Alphabet District. Oh, nice. Yeah. That's a fun spot, bro. Like on 23rd Street? Is that what it is? Or is Alphabet District on the east? Can't remember. That drive from Vancouver to Portland can be intolerable. Traffic can be rough at that time. Oh man, we lost camera again. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to another camera here. Bear with me. Thanks for your patience, guys. Let's go to MacBook. Okay, so a different view of me, but all good, all the same. We'll make it work. Let's get back to the charts. Production, is that showing up okay right now? Okay, sweet. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's up with that camera. It keeps overheating, which is driving me nuts. Northwest Portland. Okay, yeah. Nice. Oh yeah, so Alphabet District. Yeah, okay. I think I remember that. So we're still kind of sitting around just above that level, honestly. I still am not ready to take a short yet. I need to see a break of that pre-market low. We got it on ES, but I need both charts to be supporting each other. If one hasn't broken a certain level, I'm not quite ready to take the plunge. Let's see what gold is doing. Yeah, gold is still kind of bull flagging, excuse me. Still kind of bull flagging on gold. Curious to see if we can get a break out of there and test yesterday's high on gold. But we have just about 20 minutes until the Tokyo Open. So as we're starting to get a little bit of a breakdown here, I'm curious to see what sort of follow through that we get. If we can't break through this, might be a rejection back up. It might be getting a little bounce. So let's see. Yeah, wait 23 minutes till Asia opens. It will start moving then. Yeah, we'll see. Usually do get much more open when the Tokyo session opens, or much more movement when the Tokyo session opens. So excited to see that. Let's see where the light count is at. 214. All right, chat. I'm gonna be queuing up another giveaway here pretty soon. Not quite yet, but don't you worry, it's coming. It's coming. Not gonna be 150K Lightning funded this time, but we'll hook you guys up with a good account. Unfortunately, the bot is not working quite yet, but we'll have that up and running soon, so it'll be a little bit random. Sleepwalker, do you execute on 5 minutes? Always. I always execute on the 5 minute. So usually what I'll do is I'll start my day with a top-down analysis. I'll go from the 4 hour just to get a vision of what the market is doing. What sort of trend is the market going? And then I'll go to 1 hour, do the same sort of thing. And then I go to 5 minute and do the same sort of thing. Check the trend, see what action is doing at certain levels. And then that kind of gives me a general bias for the day. All of my trades are executed on the 5 minute. So for me, confirmation enough is a closure of a 5 minute candle typically. I'm hearing some talk about gold. Not really a sell-off. I wouldn't quite call that a sell-off. I mean, I would still say that we're bear flagging. We've been bear flagging since 4 o'clock West Coast time, so the past 40 minutes, I would say. Okay, yeah, if we can start to get below yesterday's close, I would say then it's starting to look pretty dumpy. But for now, I would still be waiting to break out of that. I'd be waiting to break out of that bull flag myself. Yeah, we need the bot. It'll come soon. Don't you worry. It'll come soon. It'll be here. So we'll have to do I can either try to get creative and do some sort of number thing again, but that's kind of tough. So we might do the random scroll and pick. It's not my favorite either, chat, honestly, but it's a little bit less bias. So bull flag. Yeah, did I say bear flag? Sorry, I meant bull flag on gold. And just a bunch of consolidation, honestly, on ES and NQ. So we're looking at the micro chart right now. So let's see. Again, 18 minutes now until Tokyo opens. So should be getting more volume at that time. My bias for that would be if we can get a break below that pre-market low area, so around 370s, I'd be a little nervous about 315 or so, 300 level. But I mean, that's what, 70 points down. So might consider shorts there and see how price responds to that level. If we get a break below that level, then shoot, might as well ride it down. But if we get a retest and bounce, I would expect it at that level, kind of the 315, 300 level. How long did you live in Oregon for? I lived there for roughly 2 years, so it really wasn't very long. But again, I'd been in the Northwest my whole life, so I was familiar with Oregon. It was nothing new. We were turning around. We were going for a long now. Okay, I actually like it. I don't mind the long, especially with how we've been playing around this pre-market low. I would personally have a target to right about these pre-market high, low of yesterday. But probably wouldn't test my luck too much about that. We have VWAP here, blue, and EMA in white, but I personally don't hold those as my support and resistance as much in the Asia session as I do in the New York session, just because those are a function of volume primarily, and just not a ton of volume in this Asia session. So you see them here because I use them their law on New York session, but yeah, I don't use them very much in the Asia. Grind never stops. That's right, NQ trader. Grind never stops. Always trying to improve as traders. In fact, I can kind of share a little bit about my process. Maybe this will be helpful for you guys, maybe not, but I'd like to kind of talk about something that I do to try to become a better trader. And for me, it's very hands-on, very hands-on. So during the stream, it's a lot harder for me to do this, of course. So I'm going to share my screen here. But this is kind of an example of my own trading journal. So I've built this myself just based off of, here, let's go to the New York. So here's an example of like my New York trading journal. So I still need to update it for today. But I was tied up in a meeting and trading, which I don't recommend when you're trading. So I didn't get to fill this out. It's on my to-do list for tonight, but I have my pre-action, market action pre-trade. So again, this is where I was talking about that trend direction that I'll evaluate. So I'll keep an eye on the 4 hour, 1 hour, 5 minute trend. Let me zoom in here a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see. That just gives me a general bias for the day. Then I have my own orb stats. So I have a chart that I keep up with and track all of my orb stats, all of my back testing. And this just gives me a snapshot. So what this number is the average for the year in terms of orb breaks before at least a 15-point continuation. And then I have percentage for the first and the second orb breaks. Those are the two that I typically trade off of. So on the first orb break of the New York session, typically there's a 37% chance of 15-point continuation, 61% on the second. So those are the first two that I trade. And then I have my notes pre-trade, my pre-trade checklist. If I'm not able to check off the majority of these, then I'm not entering the trade. And then I have a post-trade recap, and this is more so for me to take a look at my evaluation and just about self-evaluate on the trade and see how I can improve. I take a screenshot of my log, and then just general notes, and I grade myself out. So a tool like this can be super helpful in terms of monitoring your own. And then my lowest account, just to give a little idea there. So my lowest account at the time had 330 of usable drawdown. Now this is up to 965. I forgot to change that on the lowest account. So yeah, so that's a little example of how I like to very manually keep track of my trading and try to become a better trader, an improved trader with yeah. Okay, so let's jump back to the charts. Numbers better than random scroll pick. Okay, yeah. If you guys like the number seeing, we can do that. I'll do my best to see the first one, but no promises. Let me just plug the laptop in real quick. Okay. That is very nice. Thank you, Chart Dad. Yeah, I mean, I personally, for me, I just need to be very hands-on with my learning. I ask why. I like to go with how do things work and does it make sense to me in order to implement it into my strategy. I see a question here. Terence, is there a reason you go with 9 EMA and 20 EMA? Yes, there is. So I see why you would ask that. 20 EMA, you have more data points to give a more structured trend. But for me, because EMA is purely a tool to monitor trend, because it's a function of price versus time and changes over the different time periods, for me, I like the last few candles rather than the last larger data sample, because it's purely based on trend. I don't use it for support and resistance very much. It's primarily just to show me trend. Are we in a bearish trend, downward trend, or a bullish trend? Is price below or above that trend or not? So that's why I use the 9 EMA versus the 20 EMA. Is that Miriam's man? It sure is. Your boy Matcha Poppy. Yep, just plugged in the charger, so all good there. Do you do negative risk to reward? Do I do negative risk to reward? So I do not enter a trade if it is less than one RR. So most of my trades are roughly 2 to 3 RR personally, but I won't enter a trade if it's less than one RR, if that's what you were mentioning. Do you generate stats with raw data and AI? So me personally, AI is such an awesome tool. I personally like to do hands-on, much more manual work in terms of my data analysis. That just helps it stick in my head. So I'm not only doing the data analysis just to get the data, it's also to get my eyes on the charts, see a pattern, see the patterns with my own eyes, and actually build that foundation in my own mind. Let's see, watching a French movie where a trader built a trading pattern based on climate change. That's interesting. Let's see if we break the low of day. Yeah, I'd be curious to see that. I mean, we're getting a little push here right around that level that I was watching. It was 380s on NQ, 530s on ES. In order to go short, I really need to see a break below. break below that. I don't mind longs here, honestly, up to pre-market high and yesterday high. But for me, I'd rather wait the 9 minutes for the Tokyo session to open and get a little bit more volume and confluence. Trader Jordan, finally caught you in a session. Good to see you, bro. A pleasure, man. A blessing. I think Miriam would like for you to change your name to, I'm guessing that's supposed to say Matcha Papi. Since she's Matcha Mommy. I love it. But yeah, I mean, personally, matcha's cool. Matcha's good. But it's not that good. Miriam loves it. We had some amazing matcha when we went to Japan and Korea. We went to like a ceremonial event and had matcha there made for us and learned how to make it the traditional way, which was so cool. It was amazing, but I'm still choosing coffee. We also went to a coffee farm in Costa Rica, and that I would say was better than the Japanese ceremonial matcha, in my opinion. No chapapi. Ah, okay. Not chapapi. Yeah, we're getting a little push here from NQ. But again, it's only 8 minutes before Tokyo opens. So I'd really like to wait there. Wow, we got a strong push. We finally broke that bull flag. That was a textbook bull flag, in my opinion. Look at that. We had the bull flag and then broke out of it and pumped. Man, I hope some of you guys were able to catch that, to be honest. That was nice. Yeah, that was nice. Look how nicely those levels were respected, man. We had the yesterday's close here. Yeah, if I don't usually trade gold, but if I did, this would have been a nice setup. We had yesterday's close here, acting as support on the bottom. We're bull flagging just above that, and then we have yesterday's high as a target just above. So you set up that bull flag. I don't know, maybe enter. Even if you entered here on the breakout, 480, you still catch a nice move with the target up to yesterday's high, and then maybe even play the short from there. I hope somebody was able to catch that. Wow, now we're getting a nice pump on NQ as well, which is interesting. The gold and NQ ES confluence continues. Interesting. Yeah, decent pump. Schrodinger's on tilt. Oh, we got Schrodinger in the chat. What is up, Schrodinger? Where you at? Let's see. Son Perry. Also, why do you use orb if you're trading support and resistance? Why not just wait until you are near a zone, then the same strategy, break, retest, etc.? Great question. So the reason why I use orb is because for me, in my strategy, I needed something that was so I use arbitrary and technical levels. So in terms of orb, I needed something that would give me a consistent trigger of an entry. So of course, what I mean by that is I use a 15-minute orb. So having that wow, we're continuing to get a pump here on NQ. Interesting. And ES. Yeah, I kind of like it, honestly. Up to pre-market high, pre-market low. Anyways, having that sort of 15-minute buffer where it's like, okay, Terence, you cannot enter the trade until this hits. Or till this is established, just helped with my overall discipline and gave me more structure around entering or exiting a trade. So I use support and resistance, yes, with those other key levels, but orb helps me to initiate the trade. So I wait until a break outside of orb or back into orb, but I will not enter a trade before that. And that again has just helped me with my discipline and trading strategy. I actually had one of my biggest days of the year so far today. No tilt, just memes. Love it, Schrodinger. That's what we like to hear. I know a lot of people who didn't have the best day today. I mean, if you caught shorts, heck yeah. Actually, yeah, you could have really played quite the range there. And then in the Asia session shorts, but nice. Dasha knows I've been short all week for this break. Nice. Long NQ from 375. Wow, that's a banger. I like that a lot. Pre-market low. I hope you exited the trade on that push for a 50 point banger. That would have been nice. I caught the gold after it broke the London low. Let's take a look at that. Oh, the short? I hope. Yeah. Man, look at that. It's so clean on gold. Got the break of this bull flag. Pushed up, you know, with yesterday's close as a potential stop loss. Up to yesterday's high. And then exit there. And then we have the rejection of yesterday's high for the short. I really like that. It's a money move. Okay. How do you trade orb? I don't know the orb strat. Ah, okay, yes. So let's take it back to, let's see how today played out. I haven't looked at MEQ yet, but let's see if replay works. I feel like replay's been like super finicky recently. Okay, so I use different key levels. So pre-market high, yesterday's high, those sorts of things. VWAP and EMA as technical levels to help support my trade, support or refute my trade. And then orb helps me initiate an entry. So as this plays out, like let's pause it right here. So right here, we got a nice break at about 645 of orb on NQ. The reason why I wouldn't have entered this trade is because my stop loss would have been too far behind. So strong break below, I'd be waiting for some sort of retest back to orb high with maybe a stop loss above yesterday's high, yesterday's close, VWAP, and EMA. The thing that would make me nervous again is we closed above pre-market low. So to be honest, I don't love this for my orb strategy. Let's see how this plays out. But typically I would consider a short here. We have a bearish wick. Oh, we're getting pretty close to Tokyo Open, so I'll try to get through this quick. A bearish wick, we get another retest of orb. Here's the second orb break. So again, we had gone over the data on my trading journal. I probably would have considered entering on the first orb break and the second orb break. Doesn't look like it played out so well here, but let's see. Okay, yep, break up to yesterday's high. That probably would have been a key target for me. But again, I wouldn't have entered this long because of VWAP and EMA sitting there as resistance. So I did take a short on NQ today for on ES today for a dub with micros, and it was off of this play here. So it broke. I know we're looking at NQ, but ES was very similar. It broke below, and then I took the short with a stop loss above yesterday's high, and then it kind of went down. So that's the gist of the orb strat. Basically wait for it to be established, 5-minute candle closure outside of orb. Let's exit this, leave. Okay, we have 19 seconds to the Tokyo Open. Let's see. We're bouncing with a 1-hour bull gap, either disrespect and continue or hold and distribute back up. Yeah. 3 seconds to Tokyo Open. Let's see. Let's see if we break through this pre-market low. Okay. It's Tokyo call now. Little bearish sentiment here. Let's see how we respond off of pre-market low. I really want to see that. If we get a decent bounce here, I'd be eyeing to move back up to pre-market high and yesterday low again. I've been saying that all Asia sesh. Wow, look at that. Nice push. Honestly, kind of like the longs. Demand sitting through 320, Miriam is saying. See, I would like this probably up until again those key levels. After that, I would really like to see how we play off of 515 or so, which has been acting as support big time over the last few days. So let's see. Post-market move was Avco earnings. Oh, okay. I wouldn't be shocked to see the gap fill in overnight, TBH. Yeah, I really like to use this calendar tool over here. This is part of my pre-trade plan. So on TradingView, there's a really nice tool that helps you see exactly what the economic, the earnings news is, just IPO news, dividends, all sorts of really good stuff. So like, for example, you see right here, we had non-manufacturing ISM report came out. Beat projections, honestly. It came in at 54.5, which means that the manufacturing economy is generally expanding. Let's see what we have tomorrow. Nothing tomorrow. And then in the US, we have non-farm payroll on Friday at 5:30 in the morning. So that'll be interesting to see. And then you can also go in here and see earnings as well for the day and get a nice snapshot of that. Continuing to get the push. Testing 440. Let's see if we can get up to those key levels. Just passed my Lucid Pro 50K eval with that spike up in the Asia Open. Congrats, FOMO. Nicely done. Nicely done. Let's see what the light count is at. I think we're about due. Yeah. All right, chat. Let's get to, we got 300 people in the chat. Let's get to 300 likes and we'll do another giveaway. Continuing to get the push. ES is looking pretty solid. What do you look at news to tell if you go bull or bearish? Yeah, solid question. So I have to be really careful with the news, to be honest, because there hasn't been a ton of follow through on news. I do think it's important to get a glance at it to help you, one, know what time it's supposed to be releasing, so you can either be in it, exit your trade or stay out of a trade. So for example, today the news released at 7 a.m. So if I'm looking at the forecasted, so the forecasted for today's news, the ISM services PMI was 53.8. Anything above 50% is growth in the manufacturing economy. The prior was 53.6. So if we beat these, just in general, if we're above the projection, the forecasted, then I have more of a bullish sentiment. If we're below it, I have more of a bearish sentiment. So in this case, we beat, and there really wasn't a ton of movement at 7 a.m., to be honest. But yeah, I think you have to be careful with news when it comes to trading these markets. I mean, of course, we all know that one tweet can send the market flying either direction. And then sometimes the news is already baked into the market. So for me, I think you have to use discretion. It helps me stay in or out of a trade to avoid that variance, that invariability. Less so trying to capitalize off of it. Is that the same indicator Miriam uses? So I think Miriam and I have some overlap in terms of the VWAP and the EMA. But I think she more so uses, like she'll draw supply and demand zones and whatnot, and keep an eye on her book maps for different orders that are kind of sitting there. PMI generally doesn't matter unless it's like 5+ points surprise. Yeah, another thing that I really like to do is backtest data. So if it's a CPI day or something like that, I'll kind of backtest staying in this presidency to see how prices reacted traditionally over the years, the most recent years on those things. Terence, do you use book maps too? I don't personally. I think it's a phenomenal tool. I know a lot of people who have a lot of success with it, but for me, no, I haven't gotten into using book maps. I'm really at the point where I'm trying to limit the tools that I put into my, what I call quote unquote Batman belt. So I don't want to have too many things going on that make me, question exits or entries or trades in general too much. Okay, Miriam uses key levels. So yeah, I think it is the same then. So let's see, this is, let's take a look at this. So the indicators that I use here, I got Joey Morgan's IB indicator there. I think that's a phenomenal indicator if you use the IB. I've experimented with IB, which is why I got that. But yeah, this is the same as Miriam. So the key levels by Liquid Trader, phenomenal indicator in my opinion. Take care, guys. Done for now. 3,500 on my live account. Phenomenal job, Google Works. I had bad trades last 2 days, bounced all losses. Good for you. W. Nicely done. Yeah, congratulations, Google. Big W. Chat, we're still about 50 likes away from the next giveaway. So we got the people. I know we can do it. I want to give you guys an account. Help me help you. Got 23 minutes left in the stream. We took a short earlier today on a little bit of a retest. So entered at 452 and wrote it down 40 points to 304.11. So we got our dub earlier on in the Asia session before Tokyo, just before this huge pump. And now we're kind of keeping an eye on the Tokyo session, maybe eyeing a swing. I really, again, would like to see, I know I keep saying it, but I would like to see a test of these pre-market high, yesterday's low, and then consider a short. What do you have to do? I missed it. The littles are still up. Man, shout out to all the moms trading out there, for real. Moms and dads trading, because right now, Miriam and I, we don't have any children, any kids or anything, and that sort of responsibility and having to trade on top of that is tough, is a challenge. So kudos to you guys for sure. Come on, chat, we got this. Hit that like button. Let's go. Extraordinary Cave. I want this giveaway to hit your guys' inbox. Good day from New Zealand. Thanks for your knowledge. Dean, what's up? We had some folks from your neck of the woods here on earlier. I love it. Hope you're having a good morning down there. Soon by you. I see you, Yono-san. Yono-san Perry. Major challenge, a beautiful one, but a challenge, yeah. Hey, nobody said, what's the saying? Nothing worth doing is ever easy. Nieces and nephews on deck. I love it. Good morning from Bali, Indonesia. What's up? Welcome to the chat. We love it. Welcome, y'all. So we're trying to get to 300 likes on the stream. 300 likes, and we'll get that giveaway ripping. We already gave 150K Lightning Funded away earlier today. 150K Lightning Funded. That person can already start putting money towards a payout. So, yeah, we're trying to do. I want you guys to get to this 300 marker so we can do this another additional giveaway. Hey there, first time here. I'm a mom, literally trading with my toddler playing on top of me. Huge W for you. Huge W. I have all the respect in the world for people who are able to do that. People who are able to find time to do this trading thing, in addition to being a parent, in addition to a full-time job. We all know the challenges that come with trading, the emotional challenges, the psychological challenges. Trading is not easy. Nobody said it was. So the fact that you're able to do it with additional responsibilities and challenges in your day-to-day, man, more power to you. Just joined in from Sydney. Man, we got a bunch of people from Australia and New Zealand. Kids, the best thing in life, 1,000%. I hear that. Terence, I really love your calm style. Thanks for all the sharing. Thank you. A blessing. Smash the like button, chat. Yes. Can the next giveaway be an eval with unlimited resets? Hey, you know what? If it was in my power, for sure. But unfortunately, it's not. Full-time dad here definitely seems like they know when I'm in a trade. Man, more power to you too, dads. I hear you. That responsibility, right? To like that pressure to try to provide for moms and for dads can be a challenge, but it's a good challenge in my opinion. There's good stress in life, and there's stress that we need to make adjustments around. I think that that's a good stress. I think that that's a motivating stress. Come on, NQ holds. Okay, you're looking for a continued push up. Malhaj. Come on, peeps. Let's go get to that 300. 300. Oh, 300 likes. I thought you were looking for 30,300. I was like, dang, you're hoping for this thing to just dump. To be honest, I can see it though. Honestly, if we start to break down below this consolidation pre-market low, I can see 300. Dad, husband, mechanic, and trader. Man, respect. I think if you look at that way, trading is the best and cheapest personal development. By the way, it's 10 a.m. in Sydney, so Asia session easy for us. I totally agree. I mean, trading will expose you. It'll bring out. It'll highlight, I think, the foundation of who you are as a person. Your discipline, your ability to kind of bounce back and respond to adversity, I think is a big part of what comes with this whole trading thing. I just blew my account just one day, destroying all the work. Man, I'm so sorry to hear that. But you know what? It's part of the process, man. I had a lot of frustration built up over my May. It was a really, really tough month for my trading, to be honest, in May. But all you can do is learn from it. You have to learn from it. You have to do the back testing, the self-reflection. If it helps you to take a break, that's what you got to do. Cheapest personal development. Yeah, I guess it depends, right? Like how much are you spending on this? Mine's in Chicago, going to college. I just have to send a gift card. It's a good parent right there. Drops trades. Tranquil T. I like that. Tranquil T. TT. But yeah, guys, we're still kind of consolidating. I mean, we had some nice moves initially in the open of the Tokyo session, but now we're kind of just sitting here. I really would like to see us go test those levels, either bullish, pre-market high, yesterday low, or bearish and break this pre-market low and just send it to the ground. Let's see what gold is doing. Yeah, again, such a beautiful rejection of yesterday's high on gold. I wouldn't mind holding that down to like yesterday's close or so. I'd probably have a target right around there with a stop loss just above these wicks. Actually, that's pretty far. Let's see, what is that? Oof, yeah. Great advice. Thank you. Reflection. You expect me to look inward after what I've done to my account? Oh, man. Yeah, it's tough. You know what I would suggest? This is really what I would suggest, and this is what's helped me. Ignoring feelings and suppressing feelings is not the answer. It's really not. In my opinion, the best thing to do is to really give yourself some time to really feel. So if that means feeling angry with yourself, feeling upset at the trade, at the outcome, kind of giving yourself some parameters, sitting there and being like, all right, this is why I'm upset about this. This is why I'm angry. I wanted to be able to provide, or I wanted to be able to make this payout or whatever. Acknowledging it for that time, giving yourself like an hour, and then from there being like, all right, now it's time to stop feeling sorry for this moment, and now it's time to learn from it. But I do think it's important to let yourself feel. We're humans, right? Like, you want to let yourself feel. You don't want to suppress those emotions and pretend that they don't exist, because then they build and erupt. Kind of a bull flag forming here on both indices, ES and MQ. Beautiful content. Thank you, Terence. A blessing, Peter. A blessing. Hey, Terence in the building. You take any trades today? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So I took a short in the New York session that ended up playing out well, and then I took a short earlier in today's session. So I went on NQ. I really liked the break below these key levels here, and so we had a break below on the open of the Asia session, and then kind of a retest back up, and I saw that as an opportunity to get in short with a stop loss above these key levels here. So pre-market high and yesterday's high. And then we rode it down for a while until we got this bullish wick on NQ, and then we manually exited. So 3411 was our exit, and our entry was 3452. So about a 40 point move. Fernando Mendoza of trading. That's a huge compliment. I love that. Appreciate you, Nikki. Thank you. Thank you. Accept your feelings, definitely. Disregard P&L. I wouldn't quite say that, honestly. I think P&L is another thing that's worth acknowledging. We are in this to make money, but I don't think that it's the key ingredient to become a professional, successful trader if that's your main criteria for success. I think that a good criteria for success is sticking to your plan, sticking to your discipline, and establishing solid ground rules for that discipline and for that success. If you don't have established ground rules and a way to quantify it and track it, then to me, there's no real way of recognizing whether you're on the right track or not. A positive or a negative P&L is not enough of a criteria to determine that. I'm convinced that Terence is the Bob Ross of trading world, and we'll put a happy little bullish candle right here. Look at that, a happy little breakout. Man, you should see what my fro used to look like. I used to have the biggest fro. Literally Corbin Blue fro is what people used to always call me. Corbin Blue or Anderson Varejao. Before I married Miriam and she started stressing me out and it all fell out. But no, yeah, I'm hoping to grow that fro back out. Suppress it until you feel nothing until you're numb. Not the way. That is not the advice I recommend. That's a good one. Yep, for sure. I really think you'd enjoy option selling, bro. I've considered, especially since that used to be Miriam's bread and butter. She started with options. Continuing to get a little push here on both indices. But she started with options. I've seen the stress that comes with the options in her worlds, and it seems like there's a lot of moving parts that you have to factor into the trading. So not quite ready to get into options myself. I do see people with a lot of success in it. Woolies, this is the way. Let's see where the like count's at, chat, because I still really want to give you this giveaway before we dip out. So we're at 267 likes. Guys, 300. Give me 300 and we can give this account away. Please, I want to give this account away. But yeah. Chat, it's been such an awesome time chopping it up with you, man. I really appreciate you guys, all the love, tuning in. I'm also be back tomorrow, so we'll be pretty much back to regular scheduled content tomorrow. So it's so cool to have you guys here. I hope you guys have caught some dubs. We caught a decent short in the early part of the Asia session for 40 point dub. Those small wins, those base hits are what do it for me. Let's see, Schrodinger. Oh, you think so? Okay. Not really. There's really good back testing software out there now. Okay, interesting. Option Omega. I'll consider it. I really want to perfect my craft with this whole futures trading thing. But as I start to develop as a futures trader, I'll definitely start taking a look at options. It's really been so nice, Mira. Man, thank you so much. Yonosan Perry. Mira Perry. I'm sensing some relation. Terence, you did amazing tonight. A blessing, man. Have you ever looked at Edgeful? No, I have not. Is that another backtesting software? You the man, Terence. Thanks for covering for all the DJs getting wrecked in Miami. Man, I know those fools are coming back with hangovers for sure. So um, we'll see when they come back on tomorrow if they make it on time. Where did you play football? What level? I played Division I football at Eastern Washington University. Such a blast. It's a small mid-major up in Washington. I played with some big names, some guys like Cooper Kupp. Played with Cooper Kupp for 3 years. Awesome dude. Had a lot of fun. Played receiver. And now, after getting into trading has been I would say the one thing that I've been able to really resonate with the most since playing football. And that's, as you athletes know, it's tough to find that thing. It's tough to find that next thing. I'm just saying, having base hits coming in from options selling has helped a lot of people I've talked with. Okay, interesting. Maira Perry, married. Okay, well, that dude seems like a great dude. Yono-san Perry, he's been dropping some knowledge up in here. So you got a good one. You're married to a good one. The curly trader, those fools. If you're going to do options, learn these two things: iron butterfly and iron condor. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look. I'd say it's calendars and ratio spreads personally. Chat again, we got 8 minutes left. We're so close. 273 on the light count. So we're getting a little bit of a sell-off here on NQ. Still looking kind of semi-bull flaggy. Let's see how this candle closes right now. There's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in that candle. But have you thought about coaching Pee Wee football? Oh my gosh, have I ever? Yes. Kids need emotionally grounded coaches. Yes, I have thought about that so much. Even high school, I've considered. There's a few high schools next to where we live. And going out there and coaching receivers would be so fun. I would love that. But it's such a time commitment. It really is. And if I'm doing something like that for those kids, I want to be all in. And at this point, I don't feel like I can commit the time. Miriam likes to travel too much. We're traveling all over the place too much. So it'd be hard to be able to commit the time, honestly. When you played with Kupp, could you see like a big difference between him and everyone else? He was honestly so elite and in so many ways. It was really between the ears. His mind for the game is really what set him apart. Oh my gosh, he is such a smart dude and would stay back and study and spent so much time just learning the game. I mean, this dude he's a receiver, okay? So when he was in college, he played receiver, of course. That dude would spend hours and hours and hours watching every bit of film. D-line, O-line, one-on-ones. Offensive linemen and defensive linemen one-on-ones. Just so that he could get a perspective of what the quarterback might be seeing when he's feeling pressure, that sort of thing. Such a student of the game. If I could emulate his work ethic in football into my trading, I know things will be elite. But yeah, great man, great husband, great father, great football player. Pee Wee is the best age group. Middle schoolers are tough. I can see that. Middle schoolers with their little attitude. You are her. Yeah, yep. Miriam's my wife. Awesome. Big Sky football, baby. Yes. In Bozeman here, so now we know Eastern. Yep. I played Montana State a few times. Had some decent games in Montana State. That stadium is loud, I will say. Montana State is just as loud as like a packed University of Washington or Oregon. Montana State is loud. I think 280 likes is good. Guys, we're so close. We're so close. I'm rooting for you guys, for real. But yeah. So we are on our last 5-minute candle. So chat, you know what? I was planning this the whole time. I'm going to do the giveaway anyways. Let's do the giveaway. So we have five minutes left. So I'm going to drop a keyword in the chat because I don't think we have time to do the whole numbers thing. So I'm going to drop a keyword in the chat, and then I need you guys to scroll. I'm sorry. spam the chat, and then I'm going to scroll and pick somebody. All right. So keyword, I'm going to type it here, is, let's see, keyword is Hail Mary. Since we're talking about football, sovereign trades, I just typed it in. Keyword is Hail Mary. So spat, I cannot talk. It's late over here. Chat, spam the word Hail Mary. Hail Mary. And then I'm going to scroll and pick a giveaway winner. There we go. There we go. Yep. Spam it. Spam it. We got 4 minutes. So I'm going to give it about a minute or two. And then I'm going to scroll and pick somebody. And then in terms of the charts, while you guys are typing that out, keep spamming it too. Keep spamming it, because the more you spam it, the more odds you get to get picked, because I'm just going to scroll and select wherever the mouse lands. Kind of breaking that bull flag here on NQ, but not so much on ES. Would be interesting to see kind of a break. Whoops, that was terrible. That was not what I wanted to draw. Yeah. Keep spamming, keep spamming. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds. I see you, chat. I see you, chat. All right. About 15 more seconds. And then I'm going to close my eyes and scroll. I'm going to do one more refresh, see what we actually got up to. 285. Okay, that's solid. That's good likes. All right, chat. Stop spamming. I'm going to scroll, and I'm going to pick a random winner. Okay, so I'm going to scroll. Scroll in. 3, 2, 1. Meira Perry. W. So since we gave 150K Lightning funded earlier, we'll do the 100K select this time. So Meira, make sure your email is in your bio on YouTube. Give it about 7 days, and you should have a count coming your way. So, man, such a blessing, chat. It was really fun chopping it up with you guys. Yeah, hope to see you guys on here soon. Really appreciate all the love. And we caught a decent trade today. Nice short, nice 40-point banger on the NQ short. So hoping you guys were able to catch some dubs too. And if I was able to contribute in any sort of way, you know, that's my only goal. That's what I aim to do. So yeah, such a blessing, Meira. And Meira's in the chat. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Got it. So, Char Dad, thank you. Such a blessing, y'all. About 45 seconds left in the chat. Again, I'll just take this time to show my appreciation for you guys. Again, I appreciate you letting me talk your ear off and taking this time to just get on the charts with me. You know, we're all trying to improve. We're all trying to get better, not only in trading, but in everyday life. So yeah, hope you guys go kill it. Enjoy the rest of this week. Again, I'm also be back on tomorrow. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you. Wifey jumping in the chat. Good shit, Terence. Thank you. But yeah, so all right, y'all. Have a great rest of your evening, morning, day, wherever you are. And I hope to get to chop it up with you guys again soon. Peace. Take care.